And we're live.
Okay. So I call to order the December 5th meeting of Planning Commission. We can have a roll call attendance
Mr. Simile,
here.
Mr. Marks,
Here.
Mr. Scott,
Here.
Mr. Snyder.
Here.
Mr. Blathers is absent this evening.
Is there a motion to excuse Mr. Blathers?
Motion to excuse.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Right. All right. Then has everyone had a chance to review the agenda for this evening?
I was not here last time, so.
The agenda,
Oh, Jenny, yes.
right there in front.
Sorry.
My apologies, the stuff didn't get posted till this afternoon as we were having a system problem.
Motion to accept the agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
All right. Aye.
Awesome. All right. And then the minutes for the last meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
All right.
Awesome. Moving right along. We have nobody registered to speak this evening. Let's see here. Mr. Donnellan, new business.
Yes, the purpose of tonight's meeting is to appoint someone to the Community Housing Council. Several years ago, we adopted a community reinvestment area across the village to spur economic development. And as part of that statutory process, there has to be a housing council, and the housing council reviews a recommendation from the village administrator that makes a recommendation to village council if any type of a tax abatement is to be granted. There's parameters within the ordinance based upon the value added, number of jobs, payroll will be added, and then a kind of a flexible category, basically converting underutilized property into a quality development. So we have a business that has expressed some interest in applying to receive a credit. And so our ordinance says the planning commission will appoint one member to the council, the mayor appoints two, council appoints two, and then the housing council itself adds two more members. So the reason we're here tonight is to get the appointment from the planning commission. Council can make their appointment Monday night. The mayor can make his appointment at any time. And if the applicant comes through with the information, she's working in cooperation with what used to be Hamilton County Community Development. It's now called Alloy.
Mhm.
And also she's working with the state of Ohio, that we would be ready then to take her application, make a recommendation report, convene the housing council then, and then let them make a recommendation to the village council for final action. So all you need to do is appoint someone.
Okay, so I misunderstood because I thought we could appoint anybody, but you're saying we need to appoint somebody from planning commission.
Actually, the only qualification is a resident member, but it makes sense for planning commission to appoint someone of their member to be on that housing council, because that would be the only time the planning commission would be involved in the process.
So would anyone named Lou like to be on that committee?
No,
No, I'm
you
kidding.
You cannot.
Right,
Because
because I'm on council.
ultimately, he's on council, will receive the
So,
recommendation.
It's a nice try.
But Mr. Blathers did not show tonight. I'm not suggesting
Yeah.
whoever didn't make the meeting gets appointed.
Okay, of the remaining members, other than Mr. Marks.
So if I may.
And I'd like to point out the fact that this, sorry, go ahead.
It's gonna be very low impact. Because this first time it's met since 1994,
Yes.
essentially.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and these opportunities are far and few between. I think the value of this committee is you are helping to shape the revenue stream of the village going forward. Although there's a trade-off between the property tax versus the income tax, it's a good opportunity. So,
Yeah, they're not abating the earnings tax. The only adjustment would be based upon increased value of the development itself and the incremental increase in property taxes. So we have to go through the analysis, making a recommendation to you as to how that balances out to make sure that we are getting the bang for our buck with the improved value, and maybe does it improve surrounding properties, does it revitalize an underutilized area? And then there's an agreement struck with the applicant, particularly relative to jobs and payroll and the improved So if they do not follow through, they lose that abatement,
So this is like one meeting that will probably be held.
probably.
Is that something that either of you have an interest in being part of?
If it's maybe 1 or 2 meetings, I'll do it. But if it's,
So we know there will be probably one meeting in January.
Yeah.
Once the applications are in, there's really nothing to review at this point.
And the next
We just
meeting
know
would
it's
be if
coming.
another company comes in and does the
If
same
we get
thing.
another application, and if it goes on cycle, we may all be gone by then, because it'd be another 30 years.
unless Jason's dying to do it.
I was literally gonna say the same thing that you said, so.
I will say that I feel like they're right or wrong, that there could potentially be some benefit of the fact that you are not only a resident and a member of this committee, but you are the only one among us that is also a business owner in the community. That kind of hits all three of those.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Is there a motion to,
Nominate, that's gonna.
all those in favor? Aye.
Thanks, so.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it really looks like one meeting. 1994 was when this was
The last one.
never been.
Thank
No,
you.
Years.
they formed the committee.
In
Are they-
1990,
They wrote that in 1990, but there's never been a meeting. So.
Right.
So in 30 years, when we knock on your door, we'll remind you
He'll be
of
long
tonight.
gone, man. Could be sipping on umbrella drinks now. So.
I hope so.
Okay, so under old business, there's
Yeah.
a note to review
No.
council's recent code approvals.
council recently approved the pods, dumpsters, and portable toilets with some minor modification. The minor modification being that in an urgent situation, if they could justify the need to be placed on the street for a limited period of time, the village administrator can approve it on certain conditions, such as making sure it's not going to damage the street or proper traffic control with either cones or reflectors. And again, it's in a situation where we didn't want to force them to go through a variance, which could take another month. But again, limited scope. It doesn't mean you can say, I want it for 30 days on the street. We may narrow that application down to a week or 2 weeks. But based on the circumstances of what their need is, it might be because of the way the property is situated.
That was really the only change Matt probably isn't aware of, right?
It's the only change we
Probably.
made to it. And
Okay.
we created a parallel ordinance on street permits. So they would make an application to village administrator, and then updating the street permits, we also added in there street closures like block parties on how they would make a request for block party.
So at the moment, I'm not aware of any pending business coming up for the January 3rd meeting.
No.
So
Yeah.
assuming, unless that is technically our next meeting, if there's any new business. Otherwise, we'll update you as things go along. Is there a motion to
Wait a
adjourn?
minute, is that a holiday though? Is it the second?
No, the third is that
The
meeting.
third is
The
Tuesday.
second
Oh,
is
okay,
Monday.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the moment, we're probably not gonna have that meeting unless something
Probably
pops up, so.
And you won't be doing that.
Watching football.
I'm betting we don't
Third
meet.
is
Huh?
Monday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday's the third, Monday's the second. That's the
Because-
Monday night game at the Village.
Since the first falls on a Sunday, Monday's technically considered the holiday.
Oh, okay.
But like I said,
So
there's no new
we would be
business
Meeting on the,
Third,
Tuesday,
If we meet,
if, yeah.
Right
but
now.
there's nothing right now
okay,
and nothing in the pipeline that we know of.
so more
So we'll,
likely,
most
we may
likely,
not meet.
Yeah.
most likely not.
Yeah.
You need less to.
So, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We did that in 10 minutes, guys. Good job.
Darn, I
All right.
predicted it would be the other way.
Probably after the first of the year.
I haven't heard from Deeds yet. as
So,
far as the schedule
Did you
for the
hear
railing.
today that Donna Baumgartner passed away?
Donna?
She Donna Falk called me about 2 hours ago and said that she passed of cancer.
Really? I mean, she's like maybe my age or something, right?
Really?
I
I'd say she's older.
She was a,
She seemed blunt.
Huh?
She seemed like she wasn't well.
Yeah.
what's
Yeah,
your
she-
age, Lou? I mean, when you throw that out there, I mean, like, in the-
63. Yeah. I'm 71. So there
She
you go.
was older.
she was,
Yeah, Donna's.
she was a hard 71 if she was.
I'd say.
Make
she
sure
was
we're off the camera.
Or not.
Well, I just assumed.
Speak of the dead on the record.
But what a
She
wonderful
had a
lady.
son that was
Yes,
my
she
age,
was-
Richard.
Now
Yeah.
we're clear.